So you know what I'm gonna do? Every time Mr. Smelly makes the wrong move or the wrong step, I'll be making a video about you. That's what I'm gonna do. That's some whole shit, man. That's some real whole shit, Mr. Smelly. Dan. That's your name, Dan? That's some whole shit, man. And you know it.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't hurt me. Sorry.
Dan. That's your name, Dan? That's some whole shit, man.
I have no idea what you're talking about, you ridiculous little man.
Every time Mr. Smelly makes the wrong move or the wrong step, I'll be making a video about you. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm sweating like a
Every time Mr. Smelly makes the wrong move or the wrong step, I'll be making a video about you.
I tell you what, it scared me. I was shaking like a leaf.
Dan. That's your name, Dan? That's some whole shit, man.
Put on your best pink mask and your nice pink tights and your pink gown and come and I'll bend you in bloody two, sunshine.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me. So today I'm going to do an unboxing of something that's been billed by some people as the ultimate 80s cheapy fragrance. So it should be really interesting to check this one out. I've never smelled it before and lots of people have been telling me I'd really like it. A couple of other reviewers who I really respect have mentioned it. Just in case you're wondering what that intro is all about, because I'm sure you must be thinking, well, what did Mr. Smelly do to anger this humble knave? And I'll tell you, basically it's an old video actually, and it's from about well over a year ago when we first released Gravitas, that we sent out some free bottles to other YouTubers to publicise the thing, which I think we're allowed to do that. And this gentleman in the video that you saw there, he was upset that we didn't happen to send one to one of his friends with the channel, who actually, you know, the simple reason being I'd actually never heard of his friend's channel until he made this fuss about it. So, you know, that's what he thought was deeply immoral, and the fact that we'd only sent it to reviewers with bigger channels and including some, you know, some attractive female reviewers. Well, yeah, that's what you do. So that was, yeah, interesting. But guys, I know people say don't feed trolls and don't give someone like that publicity, but I actually, you know, I really do, as you've seen with some of my other videos where I did a troll response, I enjoy the thing that you've got online of people, you know, giving you these kind of negative feedback things. And to give that fellow his due, at least he's one of the rare ones who actually puts his face on camera, a troll who's actually brave enough to go on channel, though some of the things he says, you know, really are quite appalling, to be quite frank. But I thought, yeah, let's just tell me what you think, guys, in the comments down below. Genuinely want to know what you think. But I'm thinking, like, I'm challenging trolls out there now. If anyone wants to make negative videos about me, I always find it interesting. And if they've got the guts to put them on camera and put them on YouTube, then I'll give you this as my, you know, the thing that I'm going to give back. If people have the guts to do that, I will get my wrestling attire, and I will appear and I'll give you a WWF or WCW style response. I will come on here and maybe I'll create a character like my hero there who I love, Lord Stephen Regal, that you saw in the intro, sometime or later known as Lord William or William Regal. And maybe I'll be Lord Smellingford of Smellingfordshire, and I will teach you a bloody good lesson, sunshine. You can count on that. Right, so let's get into the video. We're going to do a POV style. That's my favourite style of video, guys. And we're going to flip the camera angle, open up this fragrance, and find out what it's all about. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so let's get stuck into this unboxing. And with many of these videos that I've done, we've been looking at vintage style fragrances. Not always, but this one is not actually a vintage old one from eBay, but it is from eBay, and it's a modern formula of an old release. Nothing too interesting to look at just for a moment or two there, because I'm just going to give you a little bit of spiel online about the fragrance house themselves, which I often do with the unboxings. It's an obscure fragrance house and fashion house to me. I hadn't really heard of them apart from when I found out about this fragrance. I will tell you that two people who've mentioned it being really good are Chris from the channel Scentland. I think he mentioned this one too, with Kellen from the channel Scents of South Jersey, two real aficionados of vintage style fragrances, and also my great friend Greg at the Greggy Boy 76 channel bought a bottle too, and he told me, yeah, you're gonna love this, it's definitely your cup of tea. So very excited to check this fragrance out. So the fashion house that it comes from is an Italian house, and the gentleman behind the house was born, I'll give you his first name, Enrico, in February 1952 and sadly passed away in 1990. So he didn't get a very good innings there at all. That's just not fair. He was a former model and stage designer, and he founded the eponymous fashion house. That means it has the same name as him, right? I know that from when I used to listen to heavy metal albums, and I used to read the review in Kerrang, and it said this was their eponymous first album or whatever. And anyway, I learned that way. It was in Florence, and he founded the house, and he was acclaimed for his creations ever since his first appearance on the catwalks of Milan and Paris in 1977, the year I was born. His designs are recognisable for their bright colours, prevalence of chromaticism, and the exuberant fantasy of prints, and a taste for eccentricity and enjoyment, which sounds great. So, yeah, a house that must have been hit very hard by his death in 1990, but he was apparently succeeded by his sister Silvana. And then, well, going forward, we've got, they still seem to be around. They've got 15 perfumes, and the earliest edition was 84. So maybe this is it, because this is from, I believe, 1984. And the nose, apparently, according to this who works on the fragrances, is Philippe Roques. That's his surname being, or Philippe, Roques. So maybe that gives you a clue. Not a very visually interesting video with me talking in front of a picture of a box, but maybe I'll put some images on the screen just to jazz things up a bit. So let's get stuck into the unboxing, and then I'm going to do some things from Fragrantica as well, which I'm going to try and bring into my videos because I do enjoy a good Fragrantica opinion. So I shall brutally rip this thing apart. It was an eBay purchase, about 20 something pounds, I think £24. So you can get it quite cheaply on eBay and elsewhere. And as we can see, it is Enrico Corveri Pour Homme 120ml Eau de Toilette. So I think this is going to be really intriguing. 1984 release. I'm going to get the actual bottle out now. So let's see what we've got. As I've said before, I don't care much about boxes. We can see this one is basic. Oh, you've got ingredients on the back, but that's not very fascinating, I always say. And you've got a barcode on the bottom. Just fancy that. So, not a very exciting box, but who cares? It's the juice that counts, as we always say, don't we, guys? So let's see what the juice is all about and have a look at that bottle. Bear with me. Here she comes. Oh, yeah. I like that. I like that. Okay. Oh no, look at that. You can see, what's that? That's the side of my head there. How appalling. Right, you can see that this is a very classic style of bottle design. A 1980s looking bottle. Just look at that. It's got those great lines there. Really like some kind of imposing building. I really like this bottle. It does feel a little bit cheap and not amazingly heavy. So, well, yeah, you know, it's kind of basic, but it's really good. It's good design. Come on, this is good. This is what we want in an 80s classic fragrance. And yeah, I'm pretty impressed with the bottle design. That is good stuff. We've got a little logo there as well for Enrico Corveri, which is upside down, but there it is. Okay, so the cap is definitely a cheaper plasticky type of one, but for 20 odd pounds, I don't really think that matters very much. So let's find out all about this fragrance. Before I spray it, I'm just going to see what people say on Fragrantica, because I do actually go with that stuff, because there's some nutty fruit cases on there, but if you take a sort of overview of the balance of opinion, you get an idea of what something's like. So the first review that I find says, "That was a perfume!" exclamation mark, and it's someone called La Contessina. "I was little more than a kid when this wonder got to market, but I loved it to bits. I had my well-established collection of mini bottles, blah, blah, blah. Fresh aromatic fougere, smelled like lavender in the woods. I'm going to like this. The conifer accent was very present." Okay, so sounds good. Distinguished, refined, grand. Hasn't smelled the current version, this person, so we can't comment on their opinion on that, but he says, or he or she says, maybe it should go in a museum. I'll just... couple more reviews here. Somebody says it smells very similar to a toned-down version of Red for Men, Giorgio Beverly Hills, and he says definitely worth every penny of the $20 he paid, or under $20. Also pure 80s at its best. So do we have one more good thing? Okay, someone else, Eric something or other, says this is a great scent. It's not dated by any means, but it's definitely for men 35 plus. That's me, and wearing something smart. I do try to fit into that category. Okay, so About time I sprayed it. Someone will probably comment that you had to wait 10 minutes. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Squirt, squirt, squirt. It's a hat trick.
Squirt, squirt, squirt. That's a hat trick. Anchor Real Dairy Cream. Perfect for Christmas.
Okay, so let's check her out. Ooh, nice, nice. First sniff weirdly reminded me of Chanel Antaeus, which is no bad thing. It's a superb fragrance, although probably not the one anyone else has. Oh, yeah. I was a bit worried because sometimes you do get these old classics. I've bought a few cheapies and you thought, yeah, it's all right, but it's, you know, just a bit like Dracar Noir, a bit like everything else from that era, and, you know, not leading the way. But this seems really interesting, actually. This is really, I would call this a really good piney green fragrance. Now, sometimes piney green scents, something about them can be a bit meh. You can feel like this is just like my pine toilet cleaner, which I often have a pine flavoured. You know, it can be like they've almost got the same aroma chemical, and they may be in there, the same one that's in your bleach under the rim of the toilet thing. But no, this has got a lot more going on. Let's give you the note listing then. So, yeah, as we say, 1984 release. Very impressed on first spray. I really am, actually, guys. We've got top notes of lavender, tarragon, clary sage, nutmeg flower, and bergamot. Mid notes of Brazilian rosewood, patchouli, sandalwood, geranium, and cedar. And your base notes are leather, oak moss, amber, and musk, and tonka bean. So really, really good. I like the note listing. No wonder I like it. So this is a beautiful, refined 80s gentlemanly style fragrance. People who like things like Boucheron Pour On, which I'm a huge fan of, may enjoy this. It seems it's not heavy on the citrus. It's more green and piney and then mossy. There is definitely a complexity to this one. You've got a reasonably long note listing. There's geranium in there. There's some floral tones. The Brazilian rosewood, you know, I never sit here and say I can pick out all these individual things brilliantly, but I often find things with that note in it combined with a bit of leather gives us a really nice masculine undertone to the fragrance. Very, very well balanced, very appealing, quite easy to like, nothing weird or animalic. Somebody actually, I think in a review, mentioned Bogart One Man Show, which I think hasn't quite worked for me. Another sort of famous powerhouse cheapie from the 80s. So it's better than that to my nose on initial spray. And a very refined, gentlemanly fragrance. Really good. I think, yeah, blind. I mean, this has got to be a blind buy worthy for a lot of you because you're not going to find it to try in a store. I don't know if many places would offer a sample either. So, you know, can I say that if you like this kind of fragrance and the kind of stuff I often like on the channel, is this worth a blind buy? I would say yes, definitely on this one for £20 odd or something. Seems very, very promising. Obviously, only an initial spray. Let me know if you've ever tried this one in the comments down below. Also, do you want to see me in my full wrestling attire, giving it back to some of the trolls out there? I want this to happen. Oh, I throw in the odd watch in the videos now. You may find that irrelevant to your fragrant interest, but guys, it's all about the whole picture, as Antonio from Real Men, Real Style reminded us in my last video. It's, you know, there's so many things that you want to get right as a man, and, you know, a nice watch as an accessory is one of them. Dressing well also, and remember that stuff's really important too. And it doesn't have to be expensive. I've got some fancy pants expensive watches. This is a beautiful Doxa watch from 1956. The bracelet is a separate aftermarket one. It has had a service, it's hand winding, and it has this beautiful dial design. And you can find these online for great prices, but they probably will need a service, which could cost you 100 or something on top of maybe a bit less than 100 to get the actual watch. Comment down below. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Remember, whatever you're doing in life, let's project, and sometimes life stinks, as it will for any of my trolls who try and take me on, because they're going to get a bloody good hiding, sunshine. But, where was I? Life sometimes may stink, but we can always smell good. Goodbye, guys. Don't forget that tickets for Scent Explore 2021 are now on sale. I've got a special link, so if you follow that link in the description, that would be great, because then they can see that you came via my channel, and that may help to justify my presence at the event, because I'm going to be there. It's in December this year. I hope to see you there.